Hello, my name is Sam, and I'm here in front of the beautiful Salt Lake City Public Library. And this week, I hear, is National Library Week. So I am going to attempt, in celebration, to visit all 8 Salt Lake City Public Library locations. And I'm going to do so using only public transportation. Behind me is the train that I arrived on, that one, not that one. And unfortunately, none of the other locations have a light rail station, at least not within the city library system, so I'm off to catch a bus. 209. Okay, here's the plan in a bit more detail. I need to use local transit to visit the 8 library locations across Salt Lake City, each of which serves a different neighborhood. In order to have visited a library in this challenge, I need to at least touch the front door. Ideally, I'll go inside. Also, in planning my route, I tried to have as many of the connections between libraries be one-seat rides. All that in mind, let's go catch our first bus. Quick note about these shelters. This is the new design. They do look very cool, but it's an interesting choice to design your shelter to be full of holes. The first route on this speed run, the 209, will actually take us to our first 2 library branches. Hi. Merging with traffic on State Street. Not the easiest job for bus drivers. If you find yourself in a hilly neighborhood of Salt Lake City with strangely small block sizes, you're probably in the avenues. Thank you. Actually need to double check which way to go now, because I've never been to this branch before. Okay, I just need to backtrack a block. So I'm excited to finally see the Sweet branch. This is one of the locations today that I've never been to. I've only actually been to maybe 3 Salt Lake Library locations, 3 or 4. I'm gonna have about 10 minutes. My next stop from here is just gonna be taking the same bus, same direction. It's every 15 minutes. This building opened in May of 1985 as the Avenues branch. It features a modular design, something we'll see again at another branch, where I'll more easily be able to film the outside due to there not being children right outside the front door. The building was expanded in 1992 and 2002. After the first expansion, it was renamed in honor of longtime library board member Corinne Sweet, alongside her husband Jack. As brief as my visit to the Sweet branch was, it would turn out to be one of my more leisurely stops on this trip. Back to the 209. Thank you. New card reader. So exciting. More pretty mountains. Running now for the first time because that bus was a little late, 209, and really need to get to Sprague and then get the next bus up to Anderson Foothill. Hello, duck. Because the bus I'm taking after that only runs every half hour. So kind of can't screw up in any way right now. The Sprague branch originally opened in 1914 at a different location around the corner from here. It was named for Joanna Sprague, who was director of the city library at the time. Its current location, this English Tudor-style building, opened in 1928. In 1935, the ALA designated it the most beautiful branch library in America. During a harsh summer storm in 2017, the library was flooded, with much of the basement being completely destroyed. For the next few years, while this building was under repairs, Sprague Branch operated out of a nearby firehouse, which I actually walked by earlier. The Sprague Branch returned home in 2021 with a newly refurbished interior, including a repaired basement. I didn't have any time today to go anywhere other than the main room, but here are some photos. I actually took these just about a week after the library reopened. At the time, I lived in Sugar House, and I was so excited to finally have my neighborhood branch back. I won't deny that this is bias on my part. It's got the cool teardrop shape. But of all the Salt Lake City Public Library branches, Sprague is my favorite. Exiting through the back, and running again. I really can't miss the 21. Okay, this stop might have the best view of the Wasatch Mountains so far. Just ignore the empty lot here that used to be a Sizzler's. So good news, I was right to come to this stop because the bus is still on a freaking detour through Sugar House, which it has been doing for several months now, at least, if not like a year or 2 years or 5, I don't know. Unfortunately, it takes it so long to get through all of this bumper-to-bumper traffic. When I get to Anderson Foothill Library, I don't know that I'm going to be able to go in and then cross the street to make the 4. I guess we'll see. There he is! So close! Come on, buddy, you can do it! Anderson Foothill is going to be brief, but I think I'll make the 4. Thank you. Okay, as painful as that was, waiting for this bus to show up, I'm really grateful that when it did show up, it got here really quickly. Basically, if any bus had to be late, ideally it would be this one. It's on time enough that I should be able to make the next bus after spending a few minutes in here. So, yay! With the same modular design as the Sweet Branch, the Anderson Foothill Branch opened in April 1985. Like the Sweet Branch, it was expanded in 1992 and again in 2002. The name of the branch honors a gift from Reese C. Anderson, along with the neighborhood it serves and the main arterial road running alongside it. Okay, I feel like this is the busiest one so far. There's a lot of people. I really like the red brick contrasting with these like pastel colors, especially this mint. My main association with this library is that I came here for an open house thing hosted by UDOT once to determine what the public thought about a new protected crosswalk. The app thinks I'm already at the stop, but I'm on the other side of Foothill, so I'm very much not at the stop. This is what stands between me and my bus stop right now. Not nice. Except the mountains. So far, I think most of the stops I've used have had the new sign. Most have also had at least a single seat. We're going retro minimalist for this one. Look at that. I mean, I guess you can sit on this, whatever it is. So earlier, the reason I got so excited when I saw that new blue oval-shaped card scanner on the 209 is that I've only ever seen that scanner a few times so far. I think they're just barely rolling it out. And prior to today, I had only seen it used on the 4. So I'm curious now, will my 4 today have the new scanner? 4 to Poplar Grove. That's where we're heading. I think this is probably my longest single seat ride. It's almost half an hour. I'm mostly just glad I made it. This is my view out the window. Yay! In case you were wondering if there was any rhyme or reason to the bus routes in Salt Lake City, this route is numbered 4 because it runs primarily east-west along 400 South. The previous bus we took, Route 21, runs primarily east-west along 2100 South. Meanwhile, the first route we rode, the 209, runs primarily north-south along 900 East. That building there used to be an Office Max. It's now nothing. Salt Lake Roasting Co. Love them. That looks familiar. As we traverse the city, here's my tentative plan. I'm going to get off the 4 in Poplar Grove, on the west side of Salt Lake City. From there, it's a short walk to the Chapman branch, my 4th stop out of 8. After Chapman, my next stop will be the Glendale branch, and it just so happens that the most direct bus route between them, the 513, only runs 4 times a day in each direction, twice in the morning and twice in the evening. But if I'm lucky, the timing might just be perfect for me to catch this one weird route. This is just late enough that I'm kind of uncomfortable about making the next bus. Thank you. Interesting stop design there. I don't think I've ever seen something like that before. Welcome to Poplar Grove. Ooh. Crepes sound nice right now. To be honest, anything sounds nice. I'm really hungry. The Chapman branch has occupied this building, a beautiful example of a Carnegie library, since 1918. It originally opened in 1912, sharing a building with a department store. So again, I've never been into this one, but I've seen it from the outside a few times, and it looks like I'm still not gonna go in there today. Side note in this very disappointing moment, the lady in that carving is Annie Chapman, the first director of the city library. That's unfortunate. On the other hand, that means I've gotten as close to going in as I could. The bus stop immediately outside Chapman is served by 2 routes, the 509 and the 513. Both of these routes have Salt Lake Central Station and West Valley Central Station as their termini. But while the 509 has a fairly regular schedule and a fairly regular route, the 513, otherwise called the Industrial Business Park Shuttle, has just very limited weekday service, and follows a route I can only describe as kind of like the 509, but weird. The main difference seems to be that the 513 goes much farther west, serving the Westlake Business Park District, before swinging back to the east on Lake Park Boulevard. The more relevant difference here, though, is that from 900 West, it turns left on California Avenue rather than 21st South, making it the most direct, albeit very infrequent, connection between the Chapman and Glendale branches. Hello. Good, how are you? Good. Well, totally empty. Not super surprised. And after just 5 minutes riding the 513, and admiring a bit of bike infrastructure along the way, it was time to get off already. Thank you. Really glad I made that. There's our library over there. So in the transit app, the top ranking rider of the 513 was Koi Havarti for this month, April 2025. Who is that? Who are you, Koi Havarti? This is a fun, I didn't realize this was like wood from a distance. That's very cool. Here we are. The Glendale branch opened in 2015 and was designed by local architecture firm Architectural Nexus. Its design, both interior and exterior, is intended to represent the neighborhood's physical geography as shaped by the Jordan River, as well as the neighborhood's high cultural diversity. Glendale branch has a very spacious feel. In fact, it has the highest square footage of any Salt Lake City Public Library branch location. My favorite section of any library. Okay, tracker is telling me conflicting information. I'm gonna run. We are pretty much at the point where basically everything every 15 minutes is gonna start to run at 30-minute headways, which, yeah, not ideal. But I'm hoping this is our one and only two-seat trip. We need to take the 9 to its terminus, Orange Street, then we need to switch to the 1. Hello. That sign is cool. As you would expect, Route 9 runs primarily east-west on 900 South. But on the west side, it meanders a bit more, running along California Avenue for a while, before turning into some residential areas. It's an odd, windy bit of route. There's something kind of fun to me about watching a bus wind its way through narrow streets. Some sort of roundabout? What? At least, narrow on Salt Lake City standards. Okay, slight change of plans. I'm off one stop early, because apparently the easier way to transfer to the 1 is to exit at 4th South and Redwood Road, and the 1 comes this way anyway. So, grateful for the driver for her suggestion. Okay, as I'm about to point out here, the scheduled departure I'm getting of the 1 is the last scheduled departure in the time period where it runs every 15 minutes. Should be getting that 1. After this point, it only runs every half hour. Unless I just missed it. Meaning if I don't want to wait a half hour to get my bus to Marmalade, I'll have to high forth to another bus stop a few blocks away. Oh God, it's right there. Okay, really glad I didn't go to Orange Street. I'll do that some other time. Here's the 1. We're heading to Rose Park. Oh, and also worth mentioning at this point, all of the library branches close at 8 p.m. And when I set out to do this challenge, I did so in the hope that I could make it to all of them before then. An hour and 10 left, and just 2 more libraries to visit, plus getting back to the main library. Might actually make it. I think that's a sign advertising new bus routes coming here, starting next week, after change day. So that's exciting. Thank you so much. Okay, there's the Jordan River Trail. There's a cool painting of a turtle. Here's the Day Riverside Library. I'm gonna tag the door and then I'm gonna run. This branch opened in 1996, 4 blocks to the west of the original Rose Park branch. Its name honors former library director J. Dennis Day, as well as the library's proximity to the Jordan River. They have a sticker machine. Let's go. Hoping the 205 would not make good time. According to the tracker, it's making good time. I did see it's doing the weird loop that the one did just a second ago. I was not a fan of that weird loop when I was on the one. Now that I'm trying to catch the 205 and it's doing the loop, I'm a fan of the loop. Oh, the sunset's gonna be beautiful. My stop is over there. I am glad that I'm almost done with this. Abandoned sleeping bag. Hope your person comes back for you. Hello. Bumpy, but pretty. I have lived here for over a decade. That skyline with the Wasatch Mountains in the background never gets old. Okay, I just hopped off for the 205, and there should be a 455 coming in like 5 minutes. So that should give me just enough time to cross this Strode, walk into Marmalade, and then, yeah, cross back to get the 455, which will take me back to Maine. I'm excited to see this one as well. I've never been in. Completed in 2016, the Marmalade branch is named for the nearby Marmalade District, an area within the Capitol Hill neighborhood. Its sustainable design features include a shading device on the west-facing window, which minimizes the heat gain in the summer months. As of recording this, the Marmalade branch is the only SLCPL location to incorporate a coffee bar, a feature which, in my opinion, is pretty underused in libraries. 801 Coffee Roasters, I have not been there. I go to coffee shops a lot. There's a thing here. Backcountry hunters and anglers. Utah is not for sale. Look at that light. That light's beautiful. That said training bus. I sure hope that's true. The light on those mountains right now is just perfect. I complain about the transit here a lot. I will continue to do so. But I love this city. Also, just noticing a giant... Is it an apricot? Hello. New scanner and fancy bus. So exciting. Beginning we go. And there's the finish line. Oh my god, I can't believe that worked. I always forget that you request stops with a button on these express buses. This little exit bay area is crazy. Thank you. Oh my god, we did it! Woohoo! The current main library opened in 2003. It was designed by architect Moshe Safdie, whose most famous architecture credits are probably Marina Bay Sands and Jewel Changi Airport, both in Singapore. If you've ever been to the library in central Vancouver, BC, you're probably having a bit of deja vu right now. Yeah, Safdie designed that one too. This library has 4 floors, which you can reach either by stairs or by the most fun elevator ride I've ever taken. The library also has a rooftop terrace, which at the time of filming was still closed. It's just about 15 minutes before closing. So why did I do this? And what have I learned? Libraries and public transit are two public services that I consider to be really important and really underrated. And I wanted to take this opportunity of it being National Library Week to show a little love for both of these things that are near and dear to me. And the other reason is just that I wanted a chance to see my city a little more. About half of those libraries I'd never been to before. Even the ones that I had been to, like this one, the main library, I hadn't necessarily been in a while. So there were things I didn't know about each of those locations. I'm really grateful that I did this, that I made myself do this. Because I feel like I appreciate transit, and I appreciate libraries, and I appreciate Salt Lake City more than I did before. I'm so glad I made it here before 8.